Robin.
Oh, my God. The show just keeps on getting better. Tom Papa in studio. He's playing hilarities in Cleveland this weekend. Make sure you go see Tom Papa. And now we welcome Penn Jillette to the show.
I'm in the house. I'm here at Opie and Anthony.
We just saw Penn on, I guess, Fox and Friends.
Yeah, there I was, sitting with Jackie Collins and some
Collins.
Tea Party radio person from L.A.
Wow.
And we were there. We were the ones at Fox had chosen to talk about who's going to be the next president.
Do they just take names and heave them together and in a hat, pull them out and say, hey, look, Penn Jillette.
This is a good combination.
I think it's whoever's publicist is, blowing them at the time. And we got to get these guys on, and we'll put you on somewhere. And, you don't really care very much what segment you're on. It was like, I'm going to be on, and I don't really know whether I'm going to do an interview or I'm just going to be, but I was on the panel for talking about the president in 2012, also called, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah,
what? Shut up,
You
man.
just want to get the title of your book out. That's all you want.
That's all I want.
In that 6-minute
you
segment.
The title of the book. And the nutty thing is, Jackie Collins is talking about how much money Michelle Obama paid for a vacation.
Right.
$10 million. That's too much. Right. And I'm saying we're spending, $50 billion a day killing motherfuckers in another country. Let's stop that.
Right.
And she's going, but look at how much money Michelle Obama's wasting. I go, I'll give her 10 times that if we stop taking the money to kill people. And I say, well, as my partner Teller says, we are using money we don't have to kill people we don't know for reasons we don't understand. Can we just stop that?
Just stop that part.
Perfect.
Stop the war. And I said, no, then we'll argue about Social Security. We got plenty of time.
What did Jackie go? So then the president walked into the Lincoln bedroom and slowly disrobed as his wife waited eagerly, breasts just undulating under the... Yeah.
His angry manhood.
Yes, his angry manhood.
Sprung for the straight of a dress.
Where are you at politically? Do you give a shit?
Libertarian nut.
Oh, nice.
I just want nice small government.
Yeah,
do as little as you can. Leave people alone.
What do you think about the since politics is brought up? What do you think about this American Jobs Act that Obama's been saying? Sign it, sign it, sign it. And then his financial crony was the guy that had to come out and tell how it was going to be paid for. He never said it. He sent his financial crony and said, "All right, all you bitches are being taxed up the asshole." That's how we're getting $450 billion.
Well, I read this article, and I'm as far from socialist you could possibly be. But there was this article on, I think, like the Huffington Post or something.
Oh, boy.
That a guy wrote that just said, our problem in this country is no jobs, but our problem is not enough stuff. We have plenty of food. We have plenty of houses. We have plenty of shit.
Right.
We just don't have jobs, people to get it. We don't need people working. We can just give them this stuff. And I thought, well, this is the first argument for socialism that I've ever heard. Not everybody works, but rather some of you guys, you don't have to work.
Right.
The smart guys, we'll go out, we'll work, we'll get all the shit done, and you guys really can sit, smoke dope, and watch TV, and we'll make Fritos for you, because we got machines that do it. And the machines will make the Fritos fast enough, you don't need to bother getting a job. So, send all the jobs overseas, make other people do it, and let's just pick, 37% of the country, you just say, you guys don't work, you watch TV and eat Fritos, the rest of us, we've got it.
You know what I love about Penn? Of course, I could never politically agree with that, but Penn always throws out these ideas I've never fucking heard before. So at least it's something new.
This is not my idea, and also, I'm a libertarian. I don't believe their entitlements are giving people something for nothing. Although the argument that everybody should be paid the same and do all this work and have a safety net, I don't buy. But the idea we've got enough shit, don't bother working, I kind of like. I would never want to be in that category. I can't imagine anything worse than not working. But I know guys who don't want to work.
Yeah.
I mean, guys that are really happy.
I don't want to work.
Sure.
You're looking at a few guys. You don't want to work anymore.
But that is true.
It came out 43 million Americans living in poverty there, Penn Jillette.
I know.
Yeah.
But our argument earlier today, we didn't talk about it on the radio. Most of those people, they don't care.
Well, it's also where the line of poverty is.
Yeah.
They're happy where they're at.
There's just a big disparity now between what they say are the wealthy and the poor. That class war that I think everybody's trying to put into the next election.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, Obama is for the downtrodden, and these Republicans and Tea Partiers, they're for the elite rich. But there's a whole mid-range of people that work every day. They squeak by, they pay their bills, they save up, they take their vacations, maybe not to the best places, but that's the majority of people, not the impoverished or the wealthy. But those are the two that they concentrate on and try to pit against each other.
Yeah, also, Obama's not poor. He has hundreds of dollars.
No, he's a very wealthy man.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars, I believe. Yes, and his wife has to have in the tens
Although
of dollars.
probably nothing on him ever.
No
money on him.
Not
Not
a
a
president. He needs nothing.
Not a wallet.
Not even a pen.
No, not a pen.
He's never standing at like when we tour, we get into hotels, at 3 a.m, and the way the crew can make money is if they have singles and quarters for the vending machine, they can get hundreds out of me and Tal. I just gotta have a ding dong. It's 3 a.m. There's no dinner. There's no room service. All I've got's 100. Well, I've got $4, sir.
$4. That's the trade.
$100 ding dong.
That drinks cake is good. You go into the mini bar and Teller said, I will never be rich enough to pay $8 for a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And I said, Teller, you will never be rich enough, but you'll be thirsty enough.
You'll be thirsty enough. That's like that Twilight Zone. One drink, one bar of gold. When they took the gold, he's like, I'm out of gold. And then gold wound up being worthless because it was the future. Oh, that episode.
Now you give it away.
I know, I'm a spoiler. Let me tell you, it wasn't the Twilight episode where the couple thought they were dead. Oh, that's 90% of them. I don't know. Maybe we're already dead. All right, we get it.
What do you think of Perry and the rest of them? They're debating.
I think Rick Perry's our next president.
Yeah.
So
we
could just be done.
I really do think we're looking at a Perry Romney ticket.
This guy's got momentum.
I do. They look, both of them together look like, hey, those are the two white guys we want to be in office again. So that's what we need.
But
two white guys.
Here's the problem. One of the problems I have with Perry. Perry thinks the government can't do anything. He thinks they're incompetent. He thinks they're fuck-ups. He thinks they're stupid.
So where's the problem?
I agree with all of
yes.
that. And then he thinks, but they'll never make a mistake killing someone. The death penalty is fine. They never fuck that up. They can't deliver mail. They can't do the taxes right. But killing motherfuckers, we
got that figured
perfectly.
out.
We have that. So, why don't you just... one of the great arguments against the death penalty, besides the morality one, is just, we'll fuck it up.
Someone might get, fall through the cracks into that needle, and that could happen.
And I love the stance of the government is completely ridiculous, completely doesn't work, and that's why I'm in it.
And I want to be part of it.
Right. I want to be the leader
I'm part of this. Oops. Well, why don't those two stop fucking fighting then and shut the fuck up?
This is the season.
No, I know, but they're killing
it
each
really
other.
Is. I don't like
You
seeing
suck. No, you suck,
Romney
and then they're going to work
Perry
together eventually.
Was that actually the words they used?
They might as well.
You suck.
You might as well.
No, you suck. And I think there was a third.
Harder,
no,
man.
you suck. Infinity.
Well,
someone said that and really fucked them up.
What?
Someone really fucked
You
them
really
up.
think Perry could take it?
I don't know. I don't. I'm not an expert on this. One
If
thing
the
I do
election
know,
were held tomorrow, it would be unconstitutional. But I just wanted to bring that up.
I like Ron Paul.
A lot of people do, but
We're
he's
trying to get him on the
a
show.
little wacky, that guy.
He's really crazy.
He's a little wacky.
He's crazier than a shithouse rat, but I like him. And the thing I love about him is he does believe in creationism. Mm-hmm. He does believe in all this shit that I don't. But his belief that the government should be separate is so strong that I don't care.
Yeah, right. I do kind of like that. What do you think? A lot of people are jumping on the fact that he's advocating the HPV shots for girls that are like 12 years old. Because a lot of these girls get this HPV, and the percentage is astounding.
Yeah.
Like, is that anything different than any other inoculation?
We can just fix it. I mean, that's the thing that's so.
But
why would it's something one of the things we fixed. We haven't fixed cancer. We fixed this.
Right. We fixed this. We fixed like smallpox for the most part here in the country, polio, things like that. Like, why is that? I think because the other side is advocating, you get it from
That's
fucking.
the only reason.
You get it from
Don't
fucking.
act like there's a mystery.
Oh,
That's
I know.
the thing.
I know.
You know,
But
if you got it from Pop-Tarts, it would be mandatory.
Right.
Everybody. Oh, you know, these girls
Give me
about
the
13
shot.
or so, they start eating Pop-Tarts. They're going to get this. Better give them. Oh yeah, we're there.
Give him a shot. But his constituency, people don't like it because it's almost like he's advocating sex for a 12-year-old.
Right.
But it's like, no, this is a communicable disease.
He is saying absolutely that 12-year-olds are not having sex.
No.
That's why we do it then.
Do it then. It's too late by the time they get a dick in them. It's over, Johnny. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a game of numbers.
It really is a game of numbers.
The first dick, not that likely.
Right.
Second dick, not that likely. Once you get up to 740 dicks, very likely. I mean, there is what we call the tipping point.
It really is. You can throw those dice. You will crap out eventually. Yes.
Absolutely.
The ticking point.
The house always wins, and she always gets PVC or PPC or PHC or STP.
But I mean, the idea that sex is magic, and also
magic.
What he's
That's
saying,
hilarious. You're right.
What he's saying is that 12-year-olds in the next 30 years, it's possible they'll have sex.
Right.
It's not that terrifying and horrible a thing.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of dads of daughters have to accept that fact.
Yeah.
That sometime,
that's gonna be a rough one.
You know, we want grandchildren. We don't ever want our kids to fuck. You know, you can't have both. At some point, you've got to accept one.
Yes.
So I mean, and then of course you have to argue about the government making it mandatory stuff. That's a whole different argument.
Now that's a whole thing.
Right.
The government stepping into this. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is either. I don't know how you dole this out. But how do we dole out, other inoculations
you can't
for
go to school
children?
without them. And that's what
Polio,
you do.
right.
Okay.
So
there you go.
maybe since this is 12 years old, you can't go to the mall without it.
Right. Yeah.
Have your little, if you're going to be banged over by the by the Banana Republic.
If you're going over to Spencer Gifts, they should have
attention sluts. Attention all you 12-year-old sluts. Get your inoculation. Start fucking.
because I think they think that's what's going to happen. Is now they'll be like, hey, I'm safe. This is great. But no, it's
there is not one person who's not fucking because of this virus.
Yes.
It doesn't change. It doesn't change anything.
It doesn't put a
also
shanker on you. It doesn't make you ooze stuff out of your dick.
No.
It just happens to give women cervical cancer.
And what you want to think about is the researchers.
Yes.
The guys who've dedicated their whole lives and they go, this is a horrible thing, cervical cancer. We want to solve it.
Right.
Oh man, we've solved it. No one will get this again. Woohoo!
Yeah.
They're not going to take the fucking shot. What? You don't want to take cervical. We did it.
Yeah, we got
every
this.
one of you should be sucking our dicks right now. We're heroes.
As long as you have the shot.
And you're arguing about it.
Yes.
We solved it. We solved it. The guys working their ass off. They cure AIDS. And then people go, we're not sure we're going to do it. Shut the fuck up.
You know
we
what?
cured it. We did our job.
Well,
just take the fucking shot.
Penn, that sounds very good, but that will make more people homosexuals. That would be the argument. It's like, now you're telling people that you're condoning the bath. It's coming back to the bathhouses.
No.
Plato's Retreat is opening next door from you. I gather, sir.
We just don't want people's skin to rot off their bodies. You asked us to fix it. We fixed
the shit. You bastards, we fixed it.
We fixed it.
Some diseases we're not quite fixed yet. This one fixed.
Exactly.
Yes. Good. Work on it.
Yeah, we did it.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
That's the guy you want to have on your show.
Me.
Find that guy.
Find that guy.
Find the guy that's now pissed
if he's
off.
listening, have him call in and go, I was on that team. What are you going to say to these people that don't want the vaccine? Fuck you. You know what I'm doing the rest of my life? I'm going to sit whacking off. That's what I'm, because you don't we developed the shit, you don't use it, fuck you.
You don't like the work I've done? I've toiled over it.
We thought you'd call.
I can walk away. I'll just sit and wait for the Nobel Prize.
Right.
If you need me, I'll be sitting out with all the chicks who don't have this virus. We'll be there with cervixes that don't have cancer, having a good time. If you need us, go to our webpage, ifuckanyone.com.
Yeah.
I have a garage full of shots.
Just sitting there in boxes.
Oh my God! Let's see.
Collecting dust.
This is Dr. Steve checking in.
How about he fucking calls the
He
show?
says HPV causes cervical cancer, so it's a preventable cancer with the vaccine. Anyone against the vaccine is a fucking idiot. By the way, Penn fucking rules.
Oh, thank you.
That is the
hey,
great
look at that.
Dr. Steve.
And he hates everyone.
And he's
That's
a real
weird.
doctor.
But I want the real doctor who actually worked on
Who
this.
actually worked
Yeah, that
on
would
it.
be great.
I used to call up and
You know, when you contact him, he'd be like, I've been waiting for this call.
Yeah. Finally, a little appreciation
Finally, you're here.
for what I've done.
I think that the greatest show in the world would be to find people who are that day. Like, I wanted to find the day that Clinton got caught on the blowjob and was working his way out of it. I thought everybody should be interviewing Gary Hart. So you just go, what the fuck? What the fucking fuck? I'm on the fucking boat with someone I don't work with, and I'm just running for president, and they fucking rip me a new asshole, and I'm out of the whole thing, and this motherfucker is fucking someone that works for him in the Oval Office. What the fucking fuck? Thank you, Gary Hart. We'll be back with more right after this. When I was living in New York like years ago, remember this was the guy that got arrested for beating the rat to death?
Yeah.
I just said, why don't they get him on every morning going, I beat a fucking rat
It's
to
a
death.
rat.
It's a rat.
There's plenty of them, and they're hurting people.
He was coming after his son.
Right. Yeah.
He called animal control. There's a rat, a dirty sewer rat, chasing his infant son around the living room. He calls animal control. He waits, and animal control doesn't show up, so the rat is going over at his son, so he beats it to death with a chair. And he gets arrested. And I'm wondering, he didn't want to beat a rat to death.
No, he
with a
didn't go
chair.
out that day.
He really,
Right.
No, but he really wanted someone else to do it.
Right.
Absolutely. You want animal control to come in. Let's find a guy who's done this before.
Yes.
Because no matter how bad this is, if you've done it before, it's a little bit better.
Right.
The first time you beat a sewer rat to death with a chair, that's the hardest time.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like when guys tell me the first time they kill a guy.
Yeah.
Right. That's the hard. Get the guy who's already done it.
Right.
The beginning of the James Bond Casino Royale,
Right.
where he's sitting
He's
there.
killing a rat?
And, yes, he's killing a rat. He's describing to this guy his first kill. And it's one of those great opening bathroom fight scenes of James Bond.
Oh, yeah.
And he kills the guy, and they're discussing how he felt about it. And he goes, yeah, second one's a lot easier, and then drills him right in the fucking forehead. And then it starts. But it is that type of vibe where it's like the second, third.
Right.
I'm sure even crazy serial killers, that first one, you're like, look at those lifeless eyes staring back at me. This is a little freaky. It's freaking me out. And by the third, fourth one, you're with
whistling a happy tune.
Yeah, she's in the tub and you're cutting her limbs off.
You're chasing that first high.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Like, anything, maybe, Coke, whatever.
But who had the problem with the rat being killed?
a lot of animal people.
They actually let him go finally.
Yeah, but who had the problem?
The
we all
animal
hate
control
rats.
person showed up,
Right.
and there was a guy beating a rat to death with a chair.
Yeah.
So they cuffed him and took him in.
Right.
Oh,
right.
God.
That's just fucked up.
Why?
It's a rat.
And now he knows with a second rat, you don't start with the feet. You go right to the head.
It wasn't a baby seal. It was a dirty fucking city rat.
Yeah, like if the guy wanted
fuck?
to kill rats, he could do it any time of any day in
Right.
New York City.
But you don't call animal control first.
Right.
That was his mistake.
yeah,
Right.
right.
He called animal
He's
control.
probably mad that he was
the
doing
guys
his
who
job.
want to kill rats with chairs, they don't drop a quarter first. They
Right.
No, they
start
just kill
beating
the
them.
rat.
Yeah, you just kill the rat. Yeah.
Rats rule.
It's really hard to kill something. What have you killed?
What did I kill? Just bugs.
It's
and
really
shit.
hard.
Yeah, it's
Once
hard.
the thing
Fish.
decides you're
Talking
trying
about-
to kill it,
Yeah.
it turns into this battle.
Up close is that's weird. Hand-to-hand combat with killing something. No,
Yeah.
I've killed with with a rifle and only like a small game like rabbits and shit like that, and then you skin him and eat him. To be a man in California with my dad, I had to kill something. We would, of course, lest I start sucking a cock. We would, you know.
We would put a lot of kittens in pillowcases and throw them in the water.
You would not. That is horrible. How is that horrible?
Those fucking guys.
You know,
you just saw Penn's face.
hate that story. That
you believed it for half a second.
Well, I was copping wood. That's why. I'm now going to, you know, people say you go on the radio, you say anything that pops into your head. Have you ever pissed off Teller? Have anything you've said ever pissed off Teller? And my answer is always no. And right now, I'm going to cross a line and tell you something that might piss off Teller.
Okay. Nice.
I like this.
Very good.
Teller's on the phone right now.
Teller has this. He has two fabulous rabbit stories. One rabbit story is when he was a pretentious college student doing his silent magic show, Teller's Silent Wonder Show, the most pretentious thing ever, which had the worst pacing possible. You know, it was Teller silent, kind of like standing in a kind of a ballet type position.
Oh shit!
And the bit he did was the creation of life. Where he produced little pieces of white paper out of no. Now remember, all of this is happening over the period of like 45 minutes in a library basement. Slow. You know, without even like pretentious Bach music, but just silence. So, you know, 8 people in a library basement with Teller as pretentious as possible doing the creation of life.
That's great.
And he was to produce finally a rabbit. So, you know, what a magician does, you produce a rabbit, right? Yeah. Boom, I'm out on stage. Good evening, here's a rabbit, but it hops off stage. You're done. But Teller's going to take 40 minutes to create the rabbit and do the whole thing. So he had a rabbit that was he had worked with a little bit. Of course, these days, of course, Teller didn't practice ever or rehearse anything ever. So he's just going to go out and do this. And he has this rabbit. And the rabbit, about 3 weeks before the gig, the rabbit croaks.
Oh, shit.
So he has to get another rabbit. And he hears from someone that they've got a rabbit. So he says, okay, I'm covered. I'm going to have a rabbit the day of the show. And the day of the show, he gets the rabbit, and this rabbit is this not like a rabbit, but like a hare jackrabbit, evil, big ears, strong,
not a funny
rabbit. And Teller, not a man mountain himself, is unable to subdue the rabbit to get it into the bag. So Teller has a friend at college who is a medical student. Now, once you have any story that has he had a friend at college who was a medical student, you've got a good story. So the medical student says that he will give the rabbit a shot. And he will down out the rabbit. So now he's going to create drugged out, downed out life. You know what I mean? He's going to create Eminem rabbit, you know. And
shit.
So the college student, medical student. Now remember, he's in liberal arts college, so the medical student just has a little interest in medicine. It's not like he's actually taking any courses. And it's a hobby. He's got a hypo with Teller, full of like some sort of downer, right? I mean, I don't know, probably whatever it is. And they're going to give the shot to the rabbit before he goes in there, and he gives him the shot and severs the back of the rabbit's spinal column.
Oh, no.
So Teller now has a downed out rabbit who can't move his back legs. So
crippled rabbit.
Teller does his creation of life in front of the people in the library basement and then produces this rabbit that crawls across the floor pulling its back legs behind it. So Teller has this weak, crippled rabbit, and the show does not go well. Because, you know, and also it's pretty good, though, because thematically it actually has some content now, you know. If you were to create life, you'd fuck it up. The Frankenstein
not all life is perfect, sure.
And then the other part of the story is Teller then decides that the the rabbit should be killed because the rabbit is suffering, of
course,
and they've done this, and he's not going to ever do his stupid show again. So the rabbit has lived out its usefulness. The guy who loaned him the rabbit doesn't want the injured rabbit back, so he now has this Ironside rabbit, paralyzed rabbit, and Teller decides to take it to the vet to have it put down is going to be like $50, and that's a waste of time. So Teller is going to drown the crippled rabbit.
Oh my God!
In the bathtub.
In the bathtub.
He's gonna hate you, man.
And Teller has said, even very gentle things, when they realize you're trying to kill them, really do fight back. Yes. So it turns out that Teller says this is the most horrific moment of his life in the bathtub with a crippled rabbit, trying to get it to shove off the mortal coil while the rabbit desperately wants to live.
Still silent.
Still just silent. That is horrid.
Horrid.
Did he drown the rabbit?
Finally, the rabbit expired.
It took a while.
If the rabbit had won, he would now be my partner in Vegas.
Do you know that whatever worked on that rabbit was flailing like crazy to try to get its face out of the water?
Yeah.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah, of course.
As a rabbit or a person or anything in between.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't want your face in the water. You can't breathe.
Think about that rabbit, though. First of all, you're brought into an act.
Yes.
You can't move your legs for some reason. They put some
paralyze
shot
you.
on you. You're kind of dopey. Then you go through this whole thing, end up hours later in a bathtub. He must have been looking at him like, dude, why?
Yeah, what did I do?
Why?
Where does this end?
I was eating lettuce. I was hanging out.
The greatest act I ever saw, the greatest magic act I ever saw on this particular subject, was we were in the 80s. We were at this magic convention right here in New York at the Waldorf, and magic conventions have on the morning they have the junior competitions, and so at 10 o'clock, all these these are all amateur magicians. They own hardware stores and they buy tricks and they come in for the big magic convention. But there's the junior competition, and the children who are in this competition are very, very excited, but no one else gives a fuck. They're there for the big thing. But there is a good thing about it, because all these under 16-year-old, under 18-year-old magicians all have their sisters as their assistants. And the sisters have been outfitted by the mothers who sewed them cute little magician assistants costumes, which they have then grown out of over the 2 years he's been working on it. So what you see is the 18-year-old older sister with her tits bursting out of a bustier that mom sewed, while her nerdy 16-year-old brother in a tuxedo that doesn't fit dances around doing hack tricks. You grab a donut, grab a cup of coffee,
and enjoy
and
yourself.
talk to your friends while watching this out of the corner of your eye.
That sounds fantastic.
It's the greatest thing in the world. So there is a trick, and I'm going to have to describe to you the whole trick and how it's done, if you understand this.
Oh, please.
There's a thing called the dove pan. And the dove pan, and you've seen it done a zillion times, a person takes a pan, like a chafing dish, with 90-degree angle sides, and then he puts lighter fluid in there, and he lights it on fire, and it burns, and then he takes the cover of the pan, which fits on perfectly, and slams it down to eliminate the air part of the fire triangle.
This ain't gonna go good.
And then when he pulls it off, inside it's called the dove pan, usually a dove. It can also be done with a rabbit. It can also be done with any small livestock. So there's an acting issue in this, right? Which is, the acting issue is you have to put lighter fluid in the pan, then you have to light the lighter fluid on fire, then you have to act surprised that it's burning after you've done it.
Right.
Act a little bit shocked. Look around for what you're going to grab. Grab this big, heavy cover that has your load in it. Slam it down there. Lift the cover off, and out of this comes comes the dove. So the kid is set up to do this, and the kid's got his tuxedo on, and he's playing the Star Wars theme. And he's kind of dancing. He's got his little wand, and it's going. And his sister, who's all I care about, who's about 18 years old and is gone from when the costume was made, and she was very flat-chested. She is now sporting a pair of double Ds, and she's now in the same thing that her mother sewed her.
That's the magic.
And the young magician, I gotta just quickly say, he's hoping you're staring at him and maybe discovering him, and you're busy looking at his sister and
Absolutely.
the big tits.
And the judges are all there looking, and he pulls out
You
the
could
dove.
give a fuck about
he
him
pulls
and
out
his
the
magic.
dove pan, right? And every single person, there's probably 300 people milling around in this big ballroom. Every single person there sees the pan and knows the whole trick.
Right.
He's doing a dove. They go, he's doing the dove pan, and they look around, and start telling you. So Harry, did you see that paddle trick the guy was doing in the room the other night?
Right.
Oh, there's this card thing that one of the guys is doing. Have you seen that? Let me show you. Because no one's paying any attention, right? And he's got a can of Ronson lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's got like a jacket on it. His mother has sewn. The Ronson lighter fluid fits into its container much better than the sister. No part of that is spilling out, and it's nice and glittery. So we don't know what it is. Right. We don't know that he's putting fuel in. It's just magic juice. But he has the music was not composed for him. John Williams did not do an orchestration of the Star Wars theme for this kid.
Yeah.
So he's playing the record. Da, 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 and you want to put in about a 16th or an eighth of an inch of lighter fluid in the bottom of the pan. Da, ba, da, 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 da. Then you light it on fire. But he has gotten ahead. You get jacked up.
Yeah.
This is the big show of his life. He's done all his other tricks much quicker than he expected.
Burning
So now he's got at the Star Wars thing when the dove is going to come out, and he's nowhere near it yet. He's a minute from it.
Oh, shit.
So he and his sister are dancing around going, da 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 da, and he's squeezing the lighter fluid. Da 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 da, more lighter fluid. Da 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 da. Now it's a half can in the bottom. Da 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 da. Now he's got the whole can. He's now emptied an entire can of Ronson lighter fluid into a small pan.
They're going to love this.
I'm watching the sister, right? The other magicians in the room are talking to each other.
Right.
I'm the only one with my eyes toward the stage. And as I'm watching her going, man, I guess they probably sewed that for her when she was like 14. And she's still doing this. And the mother, of course, is still her little girl. She doesn't realize that this is this is a swimsuit catalog.
She's an amazing sexual object.
But in order to look at her, I'm looking through this nerdy Minnesota kid putting a full can of Ronson fuel into the pan. And I start realizing it's been going on a little while, so I start tapping people.
You might want to look at that.
Putting a lot of fuel. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. He's put a lot of fuel.
Pass the word.
There's a lot of fuel in that. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. Okay?
Fuel.
But I haven't done anything about it. I've just kind of told
Well, you gotta let it happen.
Oh, yeah.
6 guys who own hardware stores that there's something bad that might happen.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of turned toward it. And the judges who are watching this and judging it, you can kind of see them turning to each other going, a lot of fuel. A lot of fucking fuel. And the kid backs away and he lights the match. Da, 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 da. So now he's got, a cup of flammable petroleum products in a pan on stage, and he's got a match that he's holding above it. And I, one of these like slow motion running, things, I go, no, don't! Hey, no! Over the you hear one lone voice going, hey, don't! And the kid looks back to me
Heckle
and then
me,
just
motherfucker.
drops the match.
Oh.
And everything
And you see it in
goes,
slow motion.
Yeah, absolutely. We're now 44,000 frames a second as the match just goes. The sound. And it just goes. Now, his acting job, which was to act like he didn't expect that fire, now becomes really, really simple. Right? Because now his acting, holy fuck! And the sister stops, and everybody stops, and now there's a flame. Well, you can imagine, I don't want to exaggerate, but a full can of lighter fluid in an open pan has just been touched. So the flame's coming up 1.5 feet, 2 feet. And it's a robust flame. Okay, it's a robust flame to the point that the sister's no longer dancing.
No, he's worried.
Everything is stopped dead, and then the kid grabs the Dove top, with the cover to put it on and put it out. Right? Now, everybody in the audience, any normal audience, somebody would be fooled by this. But this is an audience 100% magicians. So we all know that he is now taking a living thing and slamming it into an inferno. Right? So he slams this top down that has a bird in there. Now, none of you would know it had a bird in there. All of us knew there was a bird there. And I'm going, no, don't put that, because if we just let it go, it would just burn out, right? No, don't. And he takes the top and he slams it down because he's scared. And this is just basic physics.
Right.
All the lighter fluid spills out over the side, and now he has his little magic table that Dad spent $85 for is now entirely on fire. There is a burning ring of fire on stage. There is this pan in the middle, and everyone in the audience knows there's a bird in there. A living bird is in there. And so now it's not just Penn. Now it's the entire audience yelling, "The dove! The dove! The dove! The dove!" So he reaches over to pull the top off and get the dove out, and by now the top is so hot, he burns his hand. Ow. And he pulls away.
Shit.
So now we're all standing there. Now, it's not a big deal, right? Birds get cooked all the fucking time.
Chicken's
They
wonderful.
boil live lobsters.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. We're humans, we're predators, we kill, but not during the Star Wars thing. It's a different thing. And he now has everyone's attention totally on him, and he pulls down his tuxedo coat because it's too big for him.
Yeah.
Pulls down his tuxedo coat over his hand, and he reaches onto the knob and he starts jiggling this inferno, right, to try to get the top off. And he pulls the top off, and by now they've killed me.
Yeah.
The music is
Enough
now
of the
stopped. There is no sound. You can't even hear the beautiful sine wave form of her breast jiggling. There is no sound. There's no movement in the room. Everyone's just got their Danish half out of their mouth, their coffee in their hand.
Horrified.
And it's now, the shot is, IMAX. It's just the top of that, and there's nothing. There's just a dead bird in there. And all of a sudden, out of the top, this bird's head pops up, so just the head. In this hot little burning pan of hell. This Johnny Cash ring of fire. And the bird hops up to the edge, shakes its head, shakes its feathers, and flies over to where it belongs on top of the cage. And the crowd goes. They're just screaming. And it is the best magic trick I ever saw. Everything about it was absolutely perfect. And the dove was okay.
Is there video of this anywhere?
No, there's no video.
Yeah, because it was an
The kid
amateur
just
show.
goes,
Wow.
ta-da!
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
The aristocrats.
I knew it. I was doing it the whole time.
Hey,
That's great.
a technical question. The dove is in the lid, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it fly away?
It's
What kind of
there's one large pan that's going to be on the bottom.
Yeah, I got that,
Then
but
there's
it's in
another
the
pan
lid.
that nests in it.
Right.
So that pan has the dove in it with the top on it.
So he's like
So
sandwiched between
he's
another
sandwiched
pan.
The dove is in a pan.
Yeah.
So when I lift up the top, this is hard to explain on the radio, but I have the top like this, and you think the top is just a cover.
Right,
The
right.
top is a whole pan underneath it.
Gotcha.
So I lift it up like this and slam it down, and all I've done is put a pan with a cover on it on a table. It just so happens there's a pan around it.
Gotcha.
Pan within a pan.
A pan within a pan.
Yes.
And then it has little, it's held in place with like little broom clips,
Right.
right? So when you put it down there, there's enough friction that it holds it there,
And now
and
you
the
can
top
lift
comes
the
off.
lid, and then it
Because
flies
lifting
out.
the lid off and seeing the pan come out of the pan
Let's
might
go.
fuck
Let's go.
things
Let's
up.
go.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
If you
I never
put-
knew that.
If
All
you
right.
put a 16th inch of
Right.
lighter fluid in there and light it on fire,
No
and then
brainer.
slam this down, it goes right out.
Right.
Right, but a whole, a half, a full cup.
It's going to come out
explosive.
between the two
It comes
pans.
out of the side, and
Yes.
the dub was.
Yes, hydrodynamics dictates that it
That's-
will.
That's two great stories right
That's
there.
a great-
Holy
Oh,
shit.
man.
We should break.
That's
We haven't
great.
even talked about the book that's on the...
God, no. Signs Me Already to Be an Atheist and Other Magical Tales. Penn Jillette. 3
Yeah.
weeks on the New York Times bestseller list.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
Going
So
from four
go
today.
buy that book, because last time I was on,
Yeah.
my boss Glenn was out there going, "I'm holding up the book to Opie. He doesn't say a fucking word about it."
We mentioned it a bunch of times, that motherfucker.
What's the book about?
Oh,
It's really
it's great.
Seriously.
I like this guy. It's called Signs You May Already Be an Atheist and Other Magical Tales.
Right.
And it is stories of a godless life in Las Vegas. And it is
True
also
stories?
true stories.
Oh, yeah.
And mostly a lot of theological stuff hidden in with dropping my cock in a blow dryer. all sorts of things that happen to me.
all ties together.
I was telling Penn outside the studio, I've read half. I was
Oh,
on
yeah?
vacation. I love doing a lot of reading when I'm on vacation, but then I got kicked out because of a hurricane, so it fucked up my reading of the second half of his book. The first half is awesome, though.
Wow, that's great.
The Siegfried and Roy story, unbelievable. And when we get back, I want to talk about your parties, which you talk about in
Sure,
the book.
we'll talk about that all you
He
want.
has parties just as crazy as you,
Oh,
eh?
that crazy
But the
party?
difference is there's no alcohol.
Yeah, he doesn't drink.
Which I got to get into this after the break. I don't get it. I don't get it. And Tom Papa's at Hilarities in Cleveland this weekend, so make sure you check
yes,
out Tom
indeed.
Papa if you're in the Cleveland area. More with Penn Jillette and Tom Papa.
Good evening. Good evening. All right. No. 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 He's dead. No. 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 No, my health doesn't allow it. No, my health doesn't allow it.